In the early 1590s, William Shakespeare wrote one of his first plays, which would later be added to a successful trilogy of plays. Trilogies are definitely not a new thing. And these works would become known as Henry VI, parts 1, 2, and 3. The subject of these plays is a conflict that would later be known as the War of the Roses, a civil war in England that lasted from the 1450s to the 1480s. This was a struggle between the warring factions of the English royal family, the House of York, the White Rose, and the House of Lancaster, the Red Rose. If this seems familiar to you in our audience this evening, that is no surprise. Here in York, Pennsylvania, and the same with our neighbor in the east, Lancaster, we still retain these emblems today. But why? Tonight, we explore this with Shakespeare's version of these historical events. His narrative emphasizes the Elizabethan desire to understand history through prophecy and myth. Specifically one that the English kings had roots in ancient Troy, and that someday their nation would be united under one house, a flower with both red and white petals, the Tudor rose. Shakespeare begins his history in the Temple Garden, in a play we first performed here in York last summer, Henry VI, Part 1. In this recap scene, we see Richard Plantagenet, descendant of the House of York. The Yorks seek to reclaim the English throne after generations of Lancastrian control. And now, the Duke begins.
Let him that is a true-born gentleman, and stands upon the honor of his birth, if he suppose that I have pleaded truth, from off this briar pluck a white rose with me.
The third Duke of Somerset remains loyal to the Lancastrian throne.
Let him that is no coward nor no flatterer, but dare maintain the party of the truth, pluck a red rose from off this thorn with me.
I pluck this white rose with Plantagenet.
That's Warwick, the kingmaker. And over there, that is a conniving politician with his own agenda, the Duke of Suffolk. He's detested by the common people.
I pluck this red rose with young Somerset, and say withal I think he held the right.
Prick not your finger as you pluck it up, lest bleeding you do paint the white rose red, and fall on my side so against your will.
Now, Somerset, where is your argument?
I will stop them there. The argument that Somerset is making, in fact, the argument of the vast majority of the characters in this play is very simple. Perhaps too simple for explanation. It's the proximity to power, to the throne, to the crown, the perennial quest for more.
I'll find friends to wear my bleeding roses, that shall maintain what I have said is true, where false Plantagenet dare not be seen.
And by my soul, this pale and angry rose, as cognizance of my blood-drinking hate, will I forever and my faction wear, until it wither with me to my grave.
Go forward and be choked with thy ambition. So farewell till we meet thee next.
Farewell, ambitious Richard.
In signal of my love to thee, against proud Somerset and Suffolk, will I upon my party wear this rose. And today I prophesy, this brawl today shall send between the red rose and the white 1,000 souls to death, a deadly night.
Red rose,
succeed as King Henry VI's bride, or perhaps his own bride.
Be what thou wilt. Thou art my prisoner.
He gazes on her.
Fairest beauty, do not fear nor fly. I kiss these fingers for eternal peace. Lay them gently on thy tender side. Who art thou? Say that I may honor thee.
Margaret, my name, and daughter to a king, the King of Naples, whosoe'er thou art.
An earl I am. Suffolk am I called. Be not offended, nature's miracle. Go, be free again as Suffolk's friend.
She is going.
Oh, stay. I have no power to let her pass. My hand would free her, but my heart says no, as plays the sun upon the glassy streams, twinkling another counterfeited beam, so seems this gorgeous beauty to mine eyes.
Say, Earl of Suffolk, if thy name be so, what ransom must I pay before I pass, for I perceive I am thy prisoner?
How canst thou tell she will deny thy suit before thou makest a trial of her love?
Why speakest thou not? What ransom must I pay?
Fond man, remember thou hast a wife. How can Margaret be thy paramour?
I were best to leave him, for he will not hear. He talks at random. Sure, the man is mad.
I'll win this lady Margaret. For whom? Why, for my king. There remains a scruple in that too, for though her father is King of Naples, Duke of Anjou and Maine, yet he is poor, and our nobility will scorn the match.
Hear ye, Captain. Are you not at leisure?
It shall be so. Disdain they ne'er so much. Henry is youthful and will quickly yield. Madam, I have a secret to reveal. Lady, vouchsafe to listen what I say.
Tush, women have been captivated ere now.
Lady, wherefore talk you so? Gentle princess, would you not suppose your bondage happy to be made a queen?
To be a queen in bondage is more vile than is a slave in base servility. For princes should be free.
And so you shall be, if happy England's royal king be free.
Why, what concerns his freedom unto me?
I will undertake to make thee Henry's queen, to put a golden scepter in thy hands and set a precious crown upon thy head, if thou wilt condescend to be my his love.
I am unworthy to be Henry's wife.
Oh, gentle madam, I unworthy am, to who so fair a dame to be his wife and have no portion of the choice myself. How say you, madam, are you so content?
And if my father please, I am content.
Then call our captains and our colors forth, and madam, at your father's castle walls will crave a parley to confer with him.
Enter Margaret's father, Rainier, the King of Naples. Suffolk now speaks with her father, and all he asks is that England renounce its claim on his land. It was agreed.
Farewell, sweet Margaret. But hark you, lady, no princely commendations for my king?
Such commendations as becomes a maid, a virgin, and his servant, say to him.
Words sweetly placed and modestly directed. But lady, I must trouble you again. No loving tokens to his majesty?
Yes, a pure, unspotted heart, never yet tainted with love, I send to the king.
And this withal. The pale moon was rising above the green mountain.
The sun was declining beneath the blue sea.
When I stayed with my love in the budding rose garden.
That stands in the beautiful vale of Anjou.
You are lovely and fair as the rose of the summer, yet 'twas not your beauty alone.
That one you,
Oh no, 'twas the truth in your eyes ever dawning that made me love Margaret, the rose of Anjou.
He kisses her.
that for thyself, peevish tokens to a king.
And now they return to England. And after convincing young King Henry VI to marry Margaret of Anjou, Suffolk's unapproved actions are not viewed favorably by the English court. He gave away those lands won by the widely loved King Henry V in battle, and now, however, for his service to the crown, Henry promotes Suffolk to Duke. But the nobles are incensed. The Duke of York most of all. At one time, those lands were to belong to his house. He schemes.
How I am braved and must perforce endure it. Anjou and Maine are given to the French. Cold news for me, for I had hope of France, even as I hope of fertile England's soil. A day will come when York shall claim his own, but that golden mark I seek to hit. Nor shall proud Lancaster usurp my right, whose church-like humors fit not for a crown. Then York, be still a while, till time do stir. Watch and wait while others be asleep, to pry into the secrets of the state, till Henry, surfeiting in joys of love, with his new bride and England's dear-bought queen, then will I raise aloft the milk-white rose, whose sweet smell the air shall be perfumed, and in my standard bear the arms of York to grapple with the house of Lancaster. And, force perforce, I'll make him yield the crown, whose bookish rule hath pulled fair England down.
Pox on both your houses! I jest, wrong play. That's Romeo and Juliet. But nevertheless, we've seen this show before, haven't we? We could go back to Capulets and the Montagues, again, Romeo and Juliet, or we could go back further, the Greeks and the Trojans. Centuries and centuries, these stories of the two households repeat over and over across time. But here in York, today, is this why we still have our white rose? Is this Duke of York our hero? Let's turn back to Shakespeare. Henry VI, Part 2, Act 1, something wicked this way comes. I guess. That's the wrong play again. I'll wait. Nevertheless, you'll see what I mean. Humphrey, the Duke of Gloucester. Here we are, in his house. He has been the Lord Protector of the realm for years because Henry has been too young to rule on his own. But now, something is afoot. Enter his wife, Eleanor, the Duchess of Gloucester, talking with her friend, Mother Marjorie Jourdain. And here's a little secret for you. She's been suspected of witchcraft. And now they plot a communion with a demon, a fiend, who they hope will give them the answers that they seek.
Will you behold and hear the exorcisms?
As Matt will, your ladyship.
Oh, now go, my husband comes.
Exit Mother Jourdain.
Why droops, my lord, like overripened corn?
Oh, Nell, sweet Nell.
Why are thine eyes fixed to the sullen earth, gazing on that which seems to dim thy sight? What seest thou there? King Henry's crown? Put forth thy hand, reach at the glorious gold. What? Is it too short? How likely it was mine?
Nell, banish the canker of ambitious thought. My troublous dreams this night doth make me sad.
Oh, what dreams, my lord? requited the sweet rehearsal of my morning's dream.
Methought this staff, mine office bench of court, was broke by the Lord Cardinal. That was my dream. What it doth bode, God knows.
This was nothing. Listen, my Humphrey. I dreamed I sat in that chair where kings and queens are crowned, where Henry and Dame Margaret kneeled to me, and on my head did set the diadem.
Eleanor, then I must chide thee outright. Art thou not second woman in the realm, and the protector's wife, beloved of him? Oh, away from me, let me hear no more.
Next time, I'll keep my dreams unto myself.
Now, word arrives for the Lord Protector that the King and the Queen want to soon go hawking.
Go, my good lord, I'll follow presently. I will not be slack to play my part in fortune's pageant.
The Duchess wants the power that others have, namely the newly installed Queen Margaret, and she'll do what she needs to do to achieve it for herself. But as you can expect, Queen Margaret does not take kindly to these machinations. Act 1, Scene 3. Henry VI's Palace.
My Lord of Suffolk said, is this the guise? Is this the fashion in the court of England? Is this the government of Britain's Isle? And this the royalty of Albion's king? What, shall King Henry be a pupil still under the surly Gloucester's governance? Am I a queen in title and in style, and must be made a subject to a duke? I thought King Henry had resembled thee in courage, courtship, and proportion. But all his mind is bent to holiness, to number Ave Marias on his beads. His champions are the prophets and apostles, his weapons, holy souls of sacred writ. His study is his tilt yard, and his gloves are brazen images of canonized saints. I would the College of the Cardinals would choose him Pope and carry him to Rome and place the triple crown upon his head. That were a state fit for his holiness.
Madam, be patient. As I was cause your highness came to England, so will I in England work your grace's full content.
Besides the haughty protector, have we Beaufort, the imperious churchman, Somerset, Buckingham, and grumbling York. And not the least of these, but can do more in England than the king.
And he of these that can do most of all, cannot do more in England than the Netherlands. Salisbury and Warwick are no simple peers.
Not all his haughty lords do vex me half so much as that proud dame, the Lord Protector's wife. She sweeps it through the court with troops of ladies. Strangers in the court do take her for the queen. She bears a duke's revenues on her back, and in her heart she scorns our poverty. Shall I not live to be avenged on her?
Madam, myself have lined the bush for her, and placed a choir of such enticing birds that she will like to listen to the lays and never mount to trouble you again. As for the Duke of York, this late complaint will prove but little benefit for him. So one by one we'll weed them all at last, and you yourself shall steer the happy helm.
Queen Margaret and the Duke of Suffolk passionately embrace.
For my part, noble lords, I care not which. Red, Somerset, white, York, all's one to me.
If York have ill demeaned himself in France, then let him be denied the regentship.
If Somerset be unworthy of the place, let York be regent, I will yield to him.
Whether your grace be worthy, yea or no, dispute's not that. York is the worthier.
Ambitious Warwick, let thy betters speak.
The cardinal's not my better in the field.
All in this presence are thy betters, Warwick.
Warwick may live to be the best of all.
Because the king, forsooth, will have it so.
Madam, the king is old enough to give his censure. These are not women's matters.
If he be old enough, why needs your grace to be protector of his excellence?
Madam, I am protector of the realm, and at his pleasure I will resign my place.
Resign it, then, and leave thine insolence, since thou wert king, as who is king but thou? The Dauphin hath prevailed beyond the seas.
Thy sumptuous building and thy wife's attire have cost a mass of public treasure.
Oh!
Give me my fan. What minion can ye not?
She gives the Duchess a box on the ear!
Cry you mercy.
Was it I? Yea, I it was, proud French woman!
Sweet aunt, be quiet. 'Twas against her will.
Against her will! Good king, look to it in time. She'll pamper thee, and gamble thee like thee. She shall not strike Dame Eleanor unrevenged.
Lord Cardinal, I will follow Lady Eleanor. She'll gallop far enough to her destruction.
Oh, well, that was a bit tense. But after all that, ultimately this drama with the Duchess and Queen Margaret settled down a little bit out here in the court. But here we have the Duke of Somerset and the Duke of York duking it out to see who will be the regent of France. As you see, Somerset has more allies, also helps that he's with the House of Lancaster, but he wins the day, and York is displeased yet again. And now, meanwhile, behind the scenes, the enraged Duchess, she now makes for her garden, where late at night, she meets again with that sorceress witch friend. And since kings have failed to lead, this scheme, she believes, will surely work and grant her the power that she desires. And this dark magic will help her see the future and seize the crown from King Henry VI. But this knowledge only gives a glimpse of the future, a future that no one can imagine. Therefore, one that cannot be believed. Act 1, Scene 4, Gloucester's Garden.
Come, my masters. The Duchess, I tell you, expects performance of your promises.
Mother Trevane, we prostrate and grovel upon the earth. John Southwell, read you and let us to our work.
Well said, my good masters, and welcome all. To this gear, the sooner the better.
Patience, good lady. Wizards know their times. Deep night, dark night, the silence of the night, the time of night when Troy was set on fire, when screech owls cry and bad dogs howl, when spirits walk and ghosts break up their graves. That is the time that best fits the work we have at hand. Sit your mouth, and fear not. For whom we raise, we will make fast within a hollowed verge.
And now they do ceremonies, and one reads Conjuro Te.
Conjuro Te!
It thunders, and then lightnings terribly, and then a demon riseth. She is Asna. She has no origin and no source.
What? Is this so?
Ah, yes. All this is so. But why stand you here thus amazingly? Come, sisters. Cheer me up her sprites and charm the Mastermind delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound while we perform our anti-ground. That this Duchess can kindly say our duties did her welcome pay. thou wilt break the circle.
Nay!
Do it! Now!
She breaks the circle!
That I had said and done. I am for the air this night I'll spend unto a fatal and a dismal end.
First of the king, what shall of him become?
The Duke yet lives that Henry shall depose, but him outlive and die a violent death.
And what fate awaits the Duke of Suffolk?
By water shall he die and take his head.
And what shall befall the Duke of Somerset?
Let him shun castles, safer shall he be upon sandy plains than where castles mounted stand. Have done.
Descend to darkness and a burning lake. False fiends, avoid!
I called, you see. My little spirit sits in a foggy cloud and wait for me.
Lay hands upon these traitors and their trash! What, madam? Are you there?
Cry, English, cry! Let me 10,000 eyes and I will fill them with prophetic tears!
What call you this?
Look how thou diest! Look how thy eyes are pale! Look how thy wounds bleed in many beds! Cry, Trojans, cry!
Away with them! Let them be clapped up close and kept asunder. You, madam, shout with us. We'll see your trinkets all forthcoming. All away!
And now York and his guards seize the witchcraft trinkets. But York is so focused on his own ambition, he cannot see the writing clearly back there on the wall. Quite literally.
Lord Buckingham, methinks you watched too well. A pretty plot, well chosen to build upon. Now, pray, my lord, let us see the devil's writ. What have we here? These oracles are hardly attained and hardly understood.
Our firebrand brother Paris burns us all! Cry, Trojans, cry! A howling and a woe! Cry, cry, Troy burns! Or else let howling down!
The king is now in progress towards St. Albans, with him the husband of this lovely lady.
Your grace shall give me leave, my lord of York, to be the post in hope of his reward.
Enter King Henry the Sixth, Queen Margaret, Gloucester the Cardinal, and Suffolk with falconers, hallooing.
Believe me, lords, for flying at the brook, I saw much better sport this 7 years' day.
Aye, my lord, and what a point your falcons made, and what a pitch she threw above the rest, to see how God in all his creatures works. Yea, man and birds are fain of climbing high.
No marvel it is like your majesty. My lord protector's hawks do tower so well. They know their master loves to be aloft, and bears his thoughts above his falcon's pitch.
My lord, 'tis but a base, ignoble mind that mounts no higher than a bird can soar.
I thought as much. He would soar above the clouds.
Aye, Cardinal, I think you that would not good your grace could fly to heaven.
Treasury of everlasting joy.
Thy heaven is on earth. Thine eyes and thoughts beat upon a crown. Dangerous fear that smooths it so with king and commonweal.
Oh, what, Cardinal, is your priesthood grown peremptory?
No malice, sir, no more than well becomes so good a quarrel and so bad a peer.
Why, Suffolk, England knows of thy insolence.
And thy ambition, Gloucester.
I prithee, peace, good queen. Went not on these furious peers, for blessed are the peacemakers on earth.
Let me be blessed, for the peace I make against this proud protector with my sword.
Oh, faith, holy uncle. Would 'twere come to that?
Marry when thou darest.
Why, how now, Uncle Gloucester?
Oh, talking of hawking, my lord, and nothing else? Now, my God's mother priest, I'll have your crown for this, while my face shall fail.
Protect yourself. See to it. Protector.
Winds grow high, so do your stomachs, lords. How irksome is this music to my heart? When strings jar, with hope of harmony. I pray, my lords, let me compound this strife.
What noise is this?
What tidings from our cousin Buckingham?
Lady Eleanor, the Protector's wife, has practiced dangerously against your estate, dealing with witches and conjurers, raising up wicked spirits from under the earth, demanding of King Henry's life and death.
This news, I think, dulls the edge of your weapon. I think, my lord, you shall not keep your hour.
Sorrow and grief vanquished all my powers, and vanquished as I am, I yield to thee.
God, what mischief works the wicked ones, heaping confusions on their heads thereby.
Gloucester, sing here the tincture of thy nest.
Madam, for myself, to heaven do I appeal, how I have loved my king in commonweal. As for my wife, I know not how it stands, but give her over as a prey to law and shame that hath dishonored Gloucester's honest name.
Tomorrow, call we these foul offenders to answer in poise your cause in justice equal scales, whose being stands sure, whose rightful cause prevails.
Act 2. Scene 2. London. York's estate.
What plain proceeding is more plain than this? Henry doth claim the crown from John of Gaunt, Edward III's fourth son. York claims it from the third. And here in this private plot, behind the first, that shall salute our rightful sovereign with honor of his birthright to the crown. All hail our sovereign Richard, England's king.
Long live the king!
We thank you, Lord, and my sons. But I am not your king, till I be crowned, and my sword be stained with the hot blood of the house of Lancaster. That is not suddenly to be performed, but with advice and silent secrecy. So, do you as I do in these dangerous days. Wink at the Duke of Suffolk's insolence, at Beaufort's pride, at Somerset's ambition, till they have snared the shepherd of the flock, that virtuous prince, the good Duke Humphrey. 'Tis that they seek, and they in seeking that shall find their deaths, if York can prophesy.
The time of night of joy was set on fire.
My lord, break me off to know your mind in full. Richard shall live to make the Earl of Warwick the greatest man in England, but the king.
Prison back again, and thence into the place of execution. The witch from Smithfield shall be burned into ashes. You two shall be strangled on the gallows. And you, madam, for you are more nobly born, disposed by your honors for your life, shall, after 3 days' penance done, live in your country here in banishment.
Then, goaded by his faithful queen, Margaret, Henry informs his uncle that his services as protector of the realm are no longer required.
Henry will to himself Lord Protector be, and God shall be my hope my stay, my guide, and lantern at my feet. Now go in peace, Humphrey, no less beloved than when thou wert protector to thy king.
Farewell, good king. When I am dead and gone, may noble peace attend thy throne.
Why now is Henry king, and Margaret queen, and Humphrey Duke of Gloucester scarce himself. This staff of honor wrought, there let it stand, where it best fits to be, in Henry's hands.
Act 3, Scene 1. Now the Lord Protector's enemies have set up the downfall of his wife. He himself is next on their list. But his nephew the king, well, he remains aloof.
Amused my lord of Gloucester is not come, whatever occasion keeps him from us now.
Can you not see, or will you not observe? Now 'tis the spring, and weeds are shallow-rooted. Suffer them now, and nor o'ergrow the garden and choke the herbs for want of husbandry. My lord of Suffolk, Buckingham, and York, repute my allegation if you can, or else conclude my words effectual.
The Duchess, through Gloucester's subordination, by wicked means frames our sovereign's fall. No, my lord, Gloucester is a man unsounded yet, and full of deep deceit.
My lord, care you have of us, to mow down thorns that would annoy our foot is worthy praise. But shall I speak my conscience? Our kinsman Gloucester is as innocent as a dove.
What's more dangerous than this fond affiance? Seems he a dove. His feathers are but borrowed, for he is disposed as the hateful raven.
All hail to my gracious sovereign,
Welcome, Lord Somerset. What news from France?
that all your interest in those territories is utterly bereft you. All is lost.
Cold news, Lord Somerset. God's will be done.
I had hope for France, even as I firmly hope for fertile England. Thus, all my blossoms are blasted in the bud, and caterpillars eat my leaves away.
Oh, here comes Gloucester! I hear him now. It's perfect timing to distract me from uncomfortable news that the Duke of Somerset over there has lost all of Henry's territories in France. It will be best to cast blame on this guy instead. As you see, his wife is a convicted traitor witch already.
All happiness unto my lord the king. Pardon my liege that I have stayed so long.
Nay, Gloucester, know that thou art come too soon. I do arrest thee of high treason here.
A heart unspotted is not so easily daunted. Who are those that accuse me? Wherein am I guilty?
'Tis thought, my lord, that you took bribes of France, and, being protector, stayed the soldiers' pay, by means whereof his highness hath lost France.
Is it but thought so? Who are they to think it? I never took one penny bribe from France, nor stole any soldier's pay.
Serves you well to say as much.
I say no more than the truth, so help me God.
I do arrest you in his highness' name, and here commit you to my lord cardinal to keep until your further time of trial.
Lord of Gloucester, 'tis my special hope that you clear yourself from all suspect, for my conscience tells me you are innocent.
And now, at this moment, Gloucester, he realizes that he's in a play. Now, he warns his nephew, the king, what is to come.
Mine has made the prologue to their play, for thousands more that yet suspect no peril will not conclude their plotted tragedy. Cardinal Beaufort's red sparkling eyes blab his heart's malice, and Suffolk's cloudy brow his stormy hate. Sharp Buckingham unburdened with his tongue, and dogged York reaches at the moon. And you, my sovereign lady, causeless, has laid disgraces upon my head.
Our liege, his railing is intolerable.
They will rest the scent and hold us here all day.
Men.
Lord Cardinal, he is your prisoner.
Take the Duke away and guard him sure.
For good King Henry, thy decay I fear.
Lords, what to your wisdom seemeth best, do or undo as if ourselves were here.
What? Will your highness leave the parliament?
Ay, Margaret, my heart is drowned with grief, whose blood begins to flow within mine eyes. Uncle Humphrey, in thy face I see the map of truth, honor, and loyalty.
Henry VI is very conflicted, and he doesn't know how to handle the political opposition to his beloved uncle.
Henry, my lord, is cold in great affairs, too full of foolish pity, and Gloucester show beguiles him as the mournful crocodile. This Gloucester should be quickly rid the world.
That he should die is worthy policy. 'Tis meet that he be tried by course of law.
But in my mind that were no policy. The king will labor still to save his life. The commons haply rise to save his life. Yet we have but trivial argument more than distrust, which shows him worthy death.
But I would have him dead, Lord Suffolk, and I'll provide his executioner. So do I tender the safety of my liege.
Here is my hand. The deed is worthy doing.
And so say I.
And I and now we three have spoken. It skills not greatly who impugns our doom.
It's the time of night when Troy was set on fire.
But that's not what they heard. In fact, they heard something different. They heard news from Ireland, a rebellion against the crown. And now these nobles fight over who should go and lead an army to suppress them.
Nay, then, this spark will prove a raging fire, if wind and fuel be brought to feed it with. No more, good York. Sweet Somerset, be still.
See your fortune what it is, my duke, and try your hand against the Irishman?
I will, my lord. So please, His Majesty.
Why, our authority is his consent.
I am content. Provide me soldiers, lords, whilst I take order for my own affairs.
A charge, Lord York, that I will see performed. But now, return we to the false Duke Humphrey.
Talk no more of him, for he will trouble us no more henceforth. I'll see to that. But, my Lord of Suffolk, we must talk of that event.
Well, nobles, well. 'Tis politically done, to send me packing with an host of men. 'Twas men I lacked, and you give them me. I take it kindly. Yet be well assured, you put sharp weapons in a madman's hands. Whilst I in Ireland nourish a mighty band, I will stir up in England some black storm, of whose fell tempest shall not cease to rage, until the golden circuit on my head. For Humphrey being dead, as he shall be, till Henry put apart the next for me.
And now the paid assassins kill and uncle with Humphrey of Gloucester in the darkness.
Go, call our uncle to our presence straight. Say we intend to try his grace today if he be guilty as his publisher.
I'll call upon him presently, my noble lord.
My lords, take your places. I pray you all, proceed no straighter against our uncle Gloucester than from true evidence of good esteem he be approved and practiced culpable.
God forbid any malice should prevail.
I thank thee, Meg, these words content me much. Why, how now? Why troublest thou? Why lookest thou so pale? Where's our uncle? What is the matter?
Dead in his bed, my lord. Gloucester is dead.
Mary, God forbid!
God's secret judgment. I dreamed tonight that the Duke was mute and could not speak a word.
King Henry VI swoons!
Comfort, my sovereign, gracious Henry, comfort.
What? Doth my lord of Suffolk comfort me? Came he right now to sing a raven's note? And thinks he that the chirping of a wren by crying comfort from a hollow breast can chase away the same sound? Hide not thy poison with such sugared words. Lay not thy hands on me, forbear us. Like a fighting man with a serpent sting. Yet do not go away, come Basilisk, and kill the innocent pleasure with thy sight. For in the shade of death I shall find joy in life, but double death, no, glorious death!
Oh, why do you rate my lord of Suffolk thus? Although the Duke was enemy to him, yet he most Christian-like laments his death. And as for myself, foe as he was to me, I would be blind with weeping, sick with groans, look pale as primrose with blood-dripping sighs, and all to have the noble Duke alive.
Woe is me for Gloucester, wretched man!
Be woe for me, more wretched than he is. What, dost thou turn away and hide thy face? I am no loathsome leper, look on me. And all thy comfort shall be Gloucester's too. Erect his statue portion then. How often have I tempted Suffolk's tongue, the agent of thy foul inconstancy, to sit and witch me as Ascanius did, when he to Madame Dido would unfold his father's axe, commenced in burning Troy. Am I not witched like her, or thou not false like him? I mean, I can do no more. Die, Margaret, for Henry weeps that thou dost live so long.
The noise within! Enter Warwick and the sons of York with many commons!
It is reported, mighty sovereign, that good Duke Humphrey traitor is murdered by Suffolk, the Cardinal Beaufort's niece. The commons, like angry huddled bees that was their leader, scatter up and down, care not till they sting in his revenge.
Oh, that he is dead, good Warwick, 'tis too true. Enter his chamber, view his corpse, and comment on his sudden death.
That shall I do, my sovereign. Somerset, stay with the rude multitude till I return.
Violent hands were laid on Humphrey's life. If my suspect be false, forgive me, God, for judgment only doth belong to thee.
Come hither, gracious sovereign. View this body.
Just to see how deep my grave is made.
I do believe that violent hands were laid upon the life of this thrice famed Duke.
What instance gives Lord Warwick for this vow?
See how the blood is pooled upon the face. Often I've seen a timely parted ghost, his hands abroad displayed as one that grasped and tugged for life, was by strength subdued. His well-proportioned beard made rough and rugged, like to the summer's corn by tempest lodged. It cannot be but he was murdered here.
What, Warwick? Who should do the Duke to death?
But both of you are vowed Duke Humphrey's foes.
Then you will expect these noblemen as guilty of Duke Humphrey's spineless death.
So suspicious is this tragedy that now Margaret tries to divert attention.
Are you the butcher, Suffolk? Where's your knife?
Madam, be still. With reverence may I say, for every word you speak on his behalf is slander to your royal dignity.
I wear no knife to slaughter sleeping men. Say if thou darest, proud Lord Warwick, that I am faulty in Duke Humphrey's death.
Pernicious blood-sucker sleeping man!
Thou shalt be waking well, I set thy blood, if from this presence thou darest go with me.
And knocking at the doors, York goes to investigate.
Away, or I will drag thee hence, unworthy though thou art. I'll cope with thee, and do some service to Duke Humphrey's ghost!
Why hold your wrathful weapons drawn here in our presence? Dare you be so bold?
Dread Lord, the commons send you word by me that unless Lord Suffolk, straight be done to death, or banished fair England's territories, they will, by violence, tear him from your palace, and torture him with grievous lingering death. They say, by him, the good Duke Humphrey died!
Tis like the commons, rude, unpolished times could send such message to their sovereign.
them all for me. I thank them for their tender loving care. For sure my thoughts do hourly prophesy, as chancellor to my state by suffix means. Therefore by his majesty I swear, whose far unworthy deputy I am, he shall not breathe infection in this air, but by 3 days longer under pain of death.
Oh, Henry, let me plead for gentle Suffolk.
Ungentle queen, to call him gentle Suffolk, no more I say. Thou dost plead for him, thou wilt have an increase unto my wrath. If after 3 days' space thou here beest found on any ground that I am ruler of, the world shall not be ransomed for thy life. Come, good ward, go with me. I have great important matters to impart with you.
Queen is not pleased that her true love, the Duke of Suffolk, will be banished from the realm.
There's 2 of you! The devil may have turned in threefold vengeance set upon your steps!
Cease, gentle queen.
Hast thou not spirit to curse thine enemy?
A plague upon! Wherefore should I curse them? Would curses kill, as doth the mandrakes groan and boding screech out, make the concert full.
Sweet Suffolk, thou tormentest thyself. Give me my hand, that I may do it with my mournful tears. Nor let the rain of heaven wet this place, to wash away my woeful monuments. Embrace and kiss, and take 10,000 leaves.
Thus is Suffolk 10 times banished, once by Henry and 3 times thrice by thee. Is not the land I care for wert thou thence? A wilderness is populous enough, so Suffolk had thy heavenly company. Oh, let me stay, befall what may befall.
To France, sweet Suffolk, let me hear from thee. For wheresoe'er thou art in this world's globe, I'll have an iris that will find thee out.
I go.
And take my heart with thee.
Oh no, 'twas the truth in your eyes ever dawning that made me love Margaret, the rose of
sovereign. Bear me to my trial when you will. Oh, died he not in his bed, where should he die? Torture me no more, I confess.
The Cardinal Beaufort dies.
Peace be to his soul, if God's good pleasure be. Forbear to judge, for we are sinners all. Close up his eyes, draw the curtains close, and lead us all to meditation.
melancholy knight, with whom their clumsy, slow, and flagging wings clip dead men's graves, and from their misty jaws breathe foul, contagious darkness upon the air. Therefore, bring forth the soldiers of our prize, and here they shall make their ransom upon the sand, or with their blood stain this discolored shore.
What is my ransom, sir? Let me know.
I lost my eye in laying the prize aboard, and therefore to revenge it thou shalt die.
Stay, pirate, for thy prisoner is a prince, the Duke of Suffolk.
The Duke of Suffolk, muffled up in rags.
Ah, but these rags are no part of the Duke. Jove sometimes went disguised, why not I?
Aye, but Jove was never slain as thou shalt be. Tell me, Captain, shall I kill this forlorn swain?
Convey him hence, and upon our longboat's side will strike off his head.
There is not for thy own.
By devilish policy thou art grown great, and when it be thy to the axe of hell. By you, and you and me were sold to France, and now the house of yours thrust from the crown, burns with revenging fire, whose hopeful colours the commoners near, in Kent off in arms.
Small things make base men proud. This villain here, being captain of a pinnace, threatens more than Bargulus, the strong Illyrian pirate. It is impossible that I should die by such a lowly vassal as thyself. I go with message from the Queen to France. I charge thee, waft me safely across the channel.
Come, Suffolk. I must waft thee to thy death.
True nobility is exempt from fear. Thus, Suffolk dies by pirates.
By water shall he die, and take his end.
Walk him along with the sword and strike him. Walk him along with the sword and strike him. Walk him along with the sword and strike him. Early in the morning. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. What would he do with a headless noble? What would he do with a headless noble? What would he do with a headless noble? Early in the morning. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Put him in a bag and send him to work. Put him in a bag and send him to work. Put him in a bag and send him to work. Marguerite Lodge. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Way, hey, up she rises. Early in the morning.
And now, the head of the Duke of Suffolk is taken to Queen Margaret of Anjou. In the north of England, Henry's forces managed to suppress a rebellion that sought to retaliate against the literate class. Their motto was, first, let's kill all the lawyers. It's true. And then they went for Henry's noblemen. Meanwhile, the Duke of York watches from a distance, observing the crown's weaknesses. Enter King Henry VI with a supplication from these rebels, along with his lord, Oxford.
Oft have I heard it said that grief softens the mind and makes it fearful and degenerate. Think, therefore, on revenge, and cease to weep. But who can cease to weep and look on this? Here may his head lie upon my throbbing breast.
The rebels have sworn to have thy head.
Aye, but I hope your highness shall have theirs.
How now, madam, still lamenting and mourning for Suffolk's death? I fear me, love, that if I had been dead, thou wouldst not have mourned so much for me.
No, my love, I should not mourn, but die for thee.
Is ever king that joyed an earthly throne and could command no more content than I? No sooner was I crept out of my cradle, that I was made a king at 9 months old. Was never subject long to be a king, as I do long and wish to be a subject. Oxford, are the traitors for Christ?
They are fled, my lord, and all their powers do yield. And humbly now, with halters on their wrists, expect your highness doom of life or death.
And heaven set ope thy everlasting gates to entertain my vows of thanks and praise. Soldiers, this day have you redeemed your lives, and show how well you love your friends and country. Continue still in this so good a mind, and though Henry be unfortunate, assure yourselves will never be unkind. So, with many thanks and pardon to you all, I do dismiss you to your several countries.
God save the king! God save the king!
It's the time of night when Troy was set on fire.
But he didn't hear that. He heard another message, and now his relief turns back to apprehension. The messenger has announced that the Duke of York marches towards them, demanding that one of his enemies, the traitor Somerset, be sent to the Tower. Somerset arrives, volunteers to go to the Tower to avoid further aggression from York and his army of Irish. But still, Henry curses his own weaknesses.
Come, wife, let's in and learn to govern better, for England may curse my wretched reign.
Enter the Duke of York, his sons, his army of Irish.
From Ireland thus does York come to claim his right, to pluck the crown from feeble Henry's head. Ring bells aloud, burn bonfires clear and bright, to entertain great England's lawful king. Let them obey that know not how to rule. This hand was made to handle naught but gold. What have we here? Oxford, to disturb me. The king hath sent him sure. I must dissemble. Art thou a messenger, or come of pleasure?
To know the reason for these arms in peace.
I am far better born than is the king. More like a king am I. More kingly in my thoughts. But I must make fair weather yet a while, till Henry be more weak, and I more strong. Oxford, I prithee, pardon me. The cause why I have brought this army hither is to remove proud Somerset from the king, seditious to his grace and to the state.
Now, Oxford assures the Duke of York that indeed Somerset has been arrested and stowed away in the Tower.
Then, Oxford, I do dismiss my powers. Soldiers, I thank you all. Disperse yourselves. Lands, goods, horse, armor, anything I have is his to use, so Somerset may die.
York, I commend this kind submission. We twain will go into his highness' tent.
And now, the Duke of York and the Duke of Oxford walk slowly to King Henry's tent. Hours later.
Oxford, that York intend no harm to us, that thus he marches with the arm in arm.
In all submission and humility, York doth present himself unto your highness.
What intend these forces thou dost bring?
To heed proud Somerset from hence, and to fight against those monstrous rebels who since I've heard to be discomfited.
Again, all schemes are thrown into disarray. Enter Queen Margaret and Somerset not in the tower from the opposite side.
Oxford, Somerset comes with the queen. Go bid her hide him quickly from the Duke.
For thousands, Yorks, he will not hide his head, but boldly stand and front him to his face.
How now? Is Somerset at liberty? Then, York, unloose thy long imprisoned thoughts, and let thy tongue equal with thy heart. Shall I endure the sight of Somerset? False king, why hast thou broken faith with me, knowing how hardly I could brook abuse? King did I call thee? No, thou art not king, not fit to govern and rule multitudes. Give me place. By heaven, thou shalt rule no more over him whom heaven created for thy ruler!
A monstrous traitor! I arrest thee, your cousin. Capital treason against the crown and king. Obey, audacious traitor. Kneel for grace.
Wouldst have me kneel? First, let me ask of these. The sons of York, thy betters in their birth, shall be their father's bane, and bane to those that for my surety shall refuse the boys. See where they come. I'll warrant them good.
Now enter Clifford with his son.
And here comes Clifford to deny their bail.
All and happiness to my lord the king.
I thank thee, Clifford. Say, news with thee. Nay, do not fright us with angry look. We are thy sovereign, Clifford. Kneel again. For thy mistaken so, pardon me.
This is my king, York. I do not mistake. But thou mistakest me much to think I do. Does the man grow mad?
And posturing ensue. And now enter Warwick, stepping into his destiny as the kingmaker.
Why, Warwick, has thy knee forgot to bow?
My lord, I've considered with myself the title of this most renowned duke. And in my conscience I do repute his grace, the rightful heir to England's royal seat.
Hast thou not sworn allegiance unto me?
I have.
Can thou dispense with heaven for such an oath?
It's a great sin to swear upon a sin, but a greater sin to keep a sinful oath.
And now, the army
So lie thou there, underneath an alehouse poultry sign, a castle in Salisbury, Albans. Somerset hath made the wizard famous in his death. Sword, hold thy temper. Heart, be wrathful still. Priests pray for enemies, but princes kill.
Away, my lord! For shame, away!
You are lovely and fair as the rose of